Hello and welcome to the Intentional Nonsense podcast, the only podcast that Simon has terrible Wi-Fi quality on and will lag out for the entire thing. We got so bored during quarantine as of recording this that we had nothing better to do but start this back up again. So here we are. I'm Brandon.
I am Trevor.
I'm Liam.
I'm Simon.
Wait, did you hear us and just not realize that you were supposed to say anything, or did we lag?
I think he lagged.
Okay.
No, I
That
didn't
makes
hear
sense.
you.
I saw him
no.
say
It was
it,
on
and
purpose.
then I
It was
didn't
on
hear it.
purpose.
For like a solid minute.
All right. So we've been watching and playing and listening and whatever to stuff because we don't really have many things better to do. So I guess I can start off with the fact that to Liam's wonderful surprise, I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
The best series to have ever been created.
I love it
Yes.
so much.
have you seen it, Simon?
Yeah, I've seen most of it. Enough of it.
Enough of it. Yeah, my brother brought.
Like, yeah.
If it's not all of it, then it's not enough of it.
Exactly. I remember being Liam and James. We just watched an entire night of it for hours on end.
I fell asleep because
didn't.
I'm a tired bitch, but other than that, yeah, it was at 3 a.m. when I fell asleep at least, which is late for me. Let's just say that. But I've seen that show probably 6 times at this point.
All the way through.
All the way through. I just recently finished it again,
Oh my God.
a week ago. It took me 3 days because I'm a freak about.
I mean,
that
I
show.
liked it. I didn't love it that
It's
much.
a good show. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I might watch it again when it goes on Netflix.
Oh
My
yeah,
brother
and the
bought DVDs of the entire thing, so it's all on Blu-ray for me. And so I've gotten to the second season, the beginning of the second season, where they meet Toph, the blind little girl earthbender.
a blind. That's the least of the way you should describe her. A blind little girl.
Also a powerful earthbender who can take out anyone. Also, earthbending and firebending are the two coolest. Don't at me.
They are.
Waterbending's pretty cool.
Waterbending sucks.
Okay,
Fire
you haven't
better.
gone to the.
Fire is better.
Okay,
Oh,
you haven't
yeah.
Better.
It's all
You haven't
about
gotten to
the-
healing and ooh.
But you haven't gotten to the 3rd season, so you don't know the extent of how cool it can get.
I mean, that is true.
How many seasons did it have? I was under the impression it was only. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. I saw most of it. I just didn't realize it was that many seasons.
There's also the Legend of Korra, which sucks ass.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
When did
I didn't
that
like
come
that
out?
at all.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen
That
the
came
original.
out 2014.
20. Yeah.
And when did the original Avatar come out?
2007.
2005.
Oh wow.
2005, really?
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought it was a 90s show. A late 90s.
I guess it's early 2000s.
It's mainly
I
because
get that impression.
my
though.
brother, who's 25,
Wait,
loves it. And he watched it through his childhood, so I always thought of it as a late 90s, early
He was
2000s thing.
10. He was 13 when the final season came out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's okay. One of the biggest reasons I love it is because I watched it when I was little, little. So I have that nostalgia. It's also a great show, but it makes it even better that I have that nostalgia.
Yeah.
But he was 13.
It's the perfect age. Okay, how old is Katara?
Okay, this is one of the things I
I
find
thought
it
she
weird.
was 16. Then I asked my brother, and he was
She's
no,
14.
Yeah.
What really?
Yeah, Aang is 12 and
Yeah.
Zuko is 16.
Zuko 16?
Yeah, Zuko's 16.
So badass.
I fucking love
He's
Zuko.
so-
Zuko and Iroh are the best 2 characters
I
in
love
that show.
Iroh too.
I like
He's so
the
Who's
episode
Iroh?
about just Iroh.
Who's Iroh? Did you
Is
ask?
he Katana's brother?
No,
he's
Sokka.
he's Zuko's uncle.
He's
Yeah.
the funny
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He's like the comedic relief.
He's a comedic
Yeah.
relief,
He
but he's
gets so much
also
better.
he's so wise
Yeah.
and like actually gives extremely good advice that can apply to your real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
I get emotional at that show sometimes because like Aang is so wholesome and the show just feels so comforting that like I'll be like, oh.
Okay, so you haven't gotten to it, but there's one scene in the final season that I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just going to say I've watched it like 6 times, and this last time still teared up when I got to it.
Jeez.
It's so good. And it involves Zuko and Iroh, my 2 favorite characters, so like of course.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I remember that too. Feeling that too.
Do you know what scene I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a really good
I find
scene.
it so like
He,
were you gonna say something?
what?
What were you gonna
Hello?
say?
Fantastic.
Cool.
I don't know. I lagged out there for a second. I didn't say anything though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool, like, just the choice of characters makes it really unique, because it's just 2 random, like, tribe members.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them can't
Nothing
even
special.
bend. Like, there's
nothing special about
Sokka.
them.
He's just, like,
I agree.
he
I love
became a
Sokka,
soldier.
Sokka
and it
becomes
makes it so
badass,
much better.
though.
He does.
That's just these normal, average Joes who find, like, the most powerful being in their world.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
so-
but it's also
cool.
he's the most powerful being, but he's also a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah. Or 112, technically.
112 technically. But like that's my favorite part about that show is that it actually deals with pretty like super tough to deal with, especially with kids, like topics.
Mhm.
Like a lot about death and holy shit, the whole backstory to Zuko with
Oh
like
my god, it's
parental
brutal.
abuse and like
There's that one
Stuff
line
like
when they're in the Northern Water Tribe. Well, there's 2 things in the Northern Water Tribe in the final episode of the first season where I'm like, oh man, they showed this to kids. One of them was like, I forget the exact quote, but Zuko was carrying like Aang in a blizzard, and he's like talking to himself, and he basically says, my father said, like my sister had luck when she was born, but he also said I was lucky to be born. I was
I remember that.
ooh.
I know that scene. Yeah, I know
Ooh.
exactly what you're
And
talking about.
when
Okay.
when who's the person who sacrifices her spirit to the moon, her life to the moon?
Oh, that like
I know what you're talking about. The
Sokka's-
girlfriend, Sokka's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And when she literally dies in his arms, I'm like, oh my god, they showed this to like little kids on Nick.
They only show 3 characters actually dying in that show, and 2 of them happen at the North Pole. The Moon Girl and the General,
Admiral
Zhao.
Zhao. Yeah.
And he literally dies on screen. Like he gets sucked into the ocean and he never comes back ever. He is dead. And Aang's the one that killed him.
Yeah.
He was technically in Avatar state, but he's the one that killed him.
He
Which
literally
is
becomes
unbelievable.
the fucking moon. I'm like, or I mean the ocean. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's such a good show.
That's so good. What else?
And,
have you guys
Yeah,
been
I just checked. I've only seen like 10 episodes. I was
Wow.
way overestimated. Yeah. Might have to give it a watch.
You need to. It's so
watching?
good.
Yes, you
It's
must.
so good.
What have I been watching? I haven't really been watching much. I'm watching One Piece, but like,
Is
if
that
you don't know
an
what
anime?
One Piece, yeah, it's an anime about pirates, but like, it's really weird in the way they like purposely made the world super goofy and like hard to take serious, but then then there's like a goofy looking guy that's dressed up as a swan is a murderer and rapist. And it's like a horrible person. And
It's
I don't know if that's supposed to like be teaching you something, but it's hard to take it serious, especially when it's serious like that. But it's pretty good. Big issue. It started in like the 90s and is still going.
Yeah, it's in like super long.
Yeah, I just saw a thing about there was like on like the top 10 anime kisses of 2019 on like Watch Mojo. I happened to click on one that was top 10 fights of 2019, and one was still from One Piece, and it's still going strong. Apparently, it gets better.
I mean that's like Dragon Ball Z too. That's been on since like the 90s.
That's true, but
Yeah.
like
Hasn't
with
it
Dragon
had,
Ball
like,
Z,
spin-offs, though?
yeah, with Dragon Ball Z, it's kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
different stories. It's the same
Yeah.
set of characters, same age characters. They have like that thing when they don't age,
Oh, really?
and they just keep going, and they don't. It doesn't change. Like it's just a continual story. It's mind blowing that they can do it for this long and still be kind of good.
I mean, it's like shows like The Simpsons and stuff, or like Family
And
Guy.
like South Park.
Yeah, it's been going for like, it bridges so many generations, and just that in itself is, to create humor
I mean-
and good characters to cross generations is like out of this world.
Yeah.
Good. The thing is that the shows,
I mean,
the show's
The
not
Simpsons is kind
necessarily.
of.
Sorry, the show's not
It's okay.
necessarily good, but it is entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like
It used
it
to
has
be
a
better.
plot.
It
but
used to be better,
Yeah.
but like now it's like it's still entertaining. I think that's like good.
Yeah, that's
So-
what my point is.
In
The
One
Simpsons
Piece,
has kind of gotten old. I don't like The
Yeah.
Simpsons anymore. Oh,
I still watch it and I think it's entertaining, but it's not as good as it used to be.
I've never watched The
I
Simpsons.
don't really.
I've seen like every episode, I think.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of episodes. It's kind of gotten. I don't like the new episodes anymore.
They're not as good.
Same thing with Family Guy. The Family Guy, the new stuff, I don't
I
like.
never really got into Family Guy.
I also never really. I like it has its moments, but like I haven't
Mhm.
watched it in its entirety
Yeah.
that much.
A lot of people judge it on its best moments because some of them are like really funny and like I
Yeah.
like, but it's more like a segment show that you should watch
Yeah.
in tiny bits.
Mhm.
You shouldn't watch the whole thing because it gets really repetitive and really boring.
Yeah.
Well, you've been watching Tiger King, Trevor.
Yeah, so I finished that in like 2 days. 'Cause it's only like 7 episodes, and it's the most interesting and stupid thing in the world to me.
I was so surprised that it got so popular because it's such a niche subject.
Exactly.
Like big cat people. It's like,
Exactly.
I don't even really know what it's about.
So it's like this guy.
No, it's
he-
because it's like.
it's because it's what?
What? Oh no, I was just gonna say people love it because it's like
Exactly.
so-
It's actually insane about like this niche topic about like cats and like animal rights and stuff, and it like sounds kind of dumb, but it's crazy because it's about this like guy from like Oklahoma who makes his own like zoo, and he has like 200 tigers in there, and he's like gay and he loves guns and stuff. And then there's this like lady from Florida, and she like doesn't like that he has a bunch of big cats in like cages.
Yet she.
But then
keeps
she
them there.
opens up her own zoo and puts them in cages. And then she's allergic to
weird.
cats, but she's like obsessed with cats, but she's allergic to them. And then like
I'm-
her husband like went mysteriously missing, and he's like a millionaire. And then there's this other guy who used to be like a drug dealer, and like he has his own private collection, and like they get an
Wait.
interview with him, and he's so cool.
I don't understand how any of this connects to each other, other than like. There's a lot of things layering on top of each other that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but then like the gay dude, his name's like Joe Exotic, which is the best name ever.
I've heard
He's like
that name before.
He's a country singer.
Oh, yeah,
He has his own
made
reality
albums.
TV show.
Didn't
And then he ran for president. Yeah, he
Yeah.
ran for president. And then he ran for like governor. And then he just started doing magic shows. And it's like, what?
Reality TV show is that's like an overstatement though, because it said he just like live streams to like 100 people.
Well, yeah. But he had like an actual like TV producer or something, and he was like on the Tiger King show and talked for a while.
Yeah, he was like an old news anchor who was like
Yeah.
kind of known for being a little crazy. I've only seen the first episode. He was kind of known for like being sort of crazy, and so we had him on. But then
So
it's so weird.
It's a very good show.
I have a question about this show.
Yeah.
Is it like a documentary, or is
Yeah.
is he making it? Is
It's
he
like
making it?
no, he's not making it. It's a documentary. And they like
Good.
first, I forget, they were like researching like animal trafficking or something. Then they found out about this whole big cat thing.
Yeah, what the guy who in the first episode, the guy who like kind of started his journey with all this stuff said that the thing that got him interested was he met a guy. He was doing a documentary about like poisonous snakes in Florida. That were being sold, and then he came out to the parking lot, and there's a guy in Florida who had a snow leopard like caged
Just
up
sitting in a van.
in like 100-degree weather.
Yeah,
Just
what
sitting
the
in a van in
fuck?
Florida. Yeah.
So then he was like, "What the fuck? I have to like investigate this."
Yeah, holy, that like will kill it.
Yeah.
That's awful. Oh my god.
Well, he
I
said
heard-
the guy said like I don't know if it's true or not, if he was just making an excuse, but he was like, "Well, if they're born and raised in Florida, then they're kind of used to it." And I'm like, "Are they though?"
I'm just like,
I think
I
it's
don't know about that.
The thing is that if you put a dog like that was born there in that situation, it will still die. Like that's just
Yeah.
horrible conditions that nothing can live through.
Yeah.
I heard that the show there's like no likable people.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'd say like at some point you're not gonna like it's like, so you're supposed to, I think you're supposed to like Joe for like the first few episodes, and then eventually you just like hate him. He gets annoying. It's like they start talking trash about like everyone.
it's very funny.
It is like
It's
this
a
is
weird show.
this just like big guy who has his
Boys,
own like. Yes.
Simon.
I can't. Off the lag's terrible. No,
Yeah, you're going robotic.
something. I literally didn't hear anything. Yeah, anything
Mr.
you're saying.
Roboto.
Do you know what we're talking about at least?
Oh, there he goes.
Talking about Tiger King still. Yeah, I'm fixing it. One sec.
Okay.
Technical
With
So-
Ted,
difficulties.
shittily crop Ted Cruz meme.
But I don't know if I want to watch it. It seems like it
It's
just
interesting.
depressed me.
It's not. It's actually very interesting. And then there's this like one guy. He has like this super expensive zoo in like South Carolina.
Oh
And they
yeah.
talk, and they interview him for a while, and he seems like a good guy and stuff. But then like they eventually talk about it, it's like, oh, he's had like 7 wives, and he keeps them as prisoners, and it's like a cult. And then he gets like, and then I looked it up the other day when I was watching it. Like I looked up his Instagram, and he like posted a picture, and he's like, we here at this place, we all disagree with our appearance on this Netflix show. And I'm like,
we agree.
yeah,
As he's saying it, that literally sounds like what was the name? The one with like the 7 wives of the Doomsday. There was a cult in like the 70s. Where
the
like the
Manson family.
was that it? Where he had like 7 wives.
I
There was
think.
one that like the wives were supposed to be like a coming of the Doomsday, and like they would impregnate them, and they would birth Satan.
What the f-
I don't know specifically, but I'm pretty sure like.
I
I mean,
Charlie
there's
Manson
been
had,
multiple
like, a bunch
cult
of
leaders that
people or and
Yeah.
stuff.
like participate in polygamy, but
That's fucked.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
crazy.
it wasn't like a cult. It was more of like he would control their
Yeah.
lives, and like they would have to change their whole life, live on the zoo with him, and he'd like choose what they dress and what they do and
God,
stuff like
Sounds
that.
like a cult to me.
Exactly.
That's so
that's so
weird.
fucked.
That's why it's so interesting, and it's in the show about like animals.
Yeah, I do find cults fascinating. Like there was stuff like that. There was if you know, there's a thing called Explained on Netflix.
Yeah, I think
The,
we
like-
watched one of
yeah.
those.
The short, they're like
About
20
the
minute documentaries.
pirates.
We watched
Yeah,
the
the one-
Pirates.
there's
We
one
watched
about
the
pirate-
Cult. We watched the
The
cult one.
one, the one about the cult, I find that fascinating. Especially when they talk to that woman that survived Jonestown.
Oh
Yeah.
That was crazy. And like she was like cried because she thinks like every day she lives, it's like spitting in the face of Jones. It was wild to see people like that. So that stuff it's fascinating to me. So maybe I'd like it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can
Well,
kind of see where you're going with the. I can sort of see
But
what you're going with the depressing thing, though. Welcome. Because it is sometimes like it focuses more on the people, but sometimes when they show like these cubs and stuff that are just used for money, and they're like they can like still barely see, and like people are trying to pet them, take pictures. It's like like it's kind of like that really sucks.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Simon?
On the half of the conversation that I heard, I definitely agree with Brandon on what all of his thoughts.
We all agree. No one's saying yeah, fuck the Cubs.
No, I'm in 100% agreement with just Brandon.
Okay.
I vehemently disagree with what Trevor said, and I'm okay on what you said.
Okay. Trevor just explained what the show was.
I mean, yeah, I didn't
He
say
just stated facts.
No, it's propaganda.
From what I heard, I disagree with it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's propaganda for Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Have you been watching anything interesting, Simon?
Yeah, I got super into Yu-Gi-Oh again, so I started watching the Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon.
Is that at all good?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, not really. It's not great. It's definitely like in my head, like it's just so blown out of proportion. I thought it was way better when I watched it as like a kid.
Of course, because it's like action and like you could play with them. Like you can play the game.
Yeah.
You feel like you're Yugi.
I remember I was watching one episode that I like loved as a kid, and then I'm just like, this is just terrible. Like I can't watch this.
Why is it bad? Like what about it makes it bad?
Dude, like that episode specifically was like, no, I mean, it's pretty bad writing, I guess. It's like the episode that I thought was like sick. It was like there's such like how to explain it. Like before two people battled, they played like a video montage of their friendship. It's so weird.
Which in your mind, that's like
it's so
wow,
corny.
that's so deep. That's so deep. But
yeah.
I remember
That's
I'm
so
confused
stupid.
by how it works. So Yugi is the main character, correct?
Yeah.
But there's like two versions of him.
Hello?
Hello?
Everyone?
Oh, boy.
You're lagging out.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay, I'm here. Simon, it's me.
Okay, so going back to what I was saying. So there's
can't hear anyone.
Oh my god.
Damn it. Let me explain it. Now are you good?
I'm good. Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
Good? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude. I
Anyway,
don't even know what to do anymore.
there are two versions of Yugi. One is when he's like older and younger, except he like transforms between them. Isn't that how that I don't understand how that works. I just remember seeing like when I was a little kid, I would turn to like Nick.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like what?
So like he has like this it's pretty much what the like shows of him get all these artifacts, and it's called the Millennium Puzzle, and it has like and so like when he like activates it, it like it's like the spirit of an ancient pharaoh, so he like turns into that pharaoh when he like activates it.
That's dumb. But
yeah, great. It's not a great plot.
See, that's the example of a kid show that you go back to and it just isn't good. And don't mean to go back to it.
Yeah,
but Avatar,
like half.
That.
I think there are seasons, and every single season is just like the same plot. It's like, oh, we're gonna go to this island and we're gonna just duel with this card game. That's it.
That's it. That's it. Woo! At least in like Pokemon, they got like kind of different. technically it was the same thing, but kinda it wasn't. Because they'd have like when it go to like Diamond and Pearl, they would have like literally God. They would have to fight God itself, which is Arceus, the one that created all Pokemon, which is kind of unique. And it's not just let's get all the gym badges. It is, but they also did that, and it was usually in the movie that they would do that, which is kind of stupid. They should have done it in the show.
Yeah.
But like, did any of you watch?
I'm just not even using my camera at this point.
I was gonna
It's-
say
it's
just exit out of the chat, like
Hello?
the video chat. And...
Wait, did I lose Fuck
Alright,
me.
Okay. I'm gonna text him to just join the voice channel and exit
Hello?
out of the chat.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Let me
Okay.
find his contact. I haven't texted him in so long.
I wonder why his Wi-Fi is so bad.
I don't know, man. What's in his basement?
Well, I'm in my basement.
I don't know.
Yeah, come on, Trevor, give me the
I don't-
answer.
I don't know, man. Jesus said no.
He's.
Did he?
That's all I
That's
got.
why.
For it.
That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, can you hear us?
Jenny?
No.
One sec.
Welcome to the
Okay.
Intentional Nonsense Podcast, where
We'll
the
hammer
internet
out.
doesn't work, and most of it is just us fiddling with.
We'll hammer out the issues. We'll hammer out the issues. It's a tough time.
It is.
It's a tough time with
But-
tough internet.
When you live in like the middle of nowhere.
Also,
Yeah.
in a town that could be large enough to be a city.
In a town that's technically a city.
Yeah.
Right near a major metropolis known as Boston.
Yep.
But like, did any of you watch Digimon?
No.
I
Good.
don't know what the fuck that is.
I've heard of it, and it's just basically knockoff
I mean, I've
Pokemon.
heard of it, but yeah. I thought it
Technically-
was just like a Chinese.
Technically, Digimon came before Pokemon,
Really?
which blew my mind because
It does
Pokemon
not-
is
it
better.
did not.
Better. It does not seem like it. It literally seems like a knockoff version. But like, if you don't know what it is, Pokemon, except you only get one, and they're called Digimon, and they're as intelligent as human. And then like they speak English
Yeah.
and shit like that. And when they evolve, it's not permanent. They become like they start off as like little like round things. They all start off basically looking the same, or like slight details. Like some have like a scratch or like a specific hair that like separates them. And then they evolve permanently to like a tiny little baby thing that's like half of the size of a human. And then when they like in a fight when they need to get like really powerful, they can evolve to like these huge monsters that can fight. But then after they just go back. And I'm trying to remember the exact story. Basically the kids, just normal kids in the like real Earth, were playing Digimon on like their Game Boy or whatever they used and got sucked into the Digimon world. The
Oh,
There it
Digiworld.
goes.
The Digiworld, as they called it.
Digiworld.
Literally everything in that world was what it was in our world, but with Digi added onto it. It's kind of stupid. And I just remember watching it as a kid. And I watched it way more than Pokemon for some reason. The show is actually good. The game, no one played. I didn't even realize there was a game until like years after I watched it.
Did you
And,
only
like,
discover it was a game when when they were playing the game in the show?
I thought the game was a fake game. I thought it was like, oh, Digimon. I wish we had Digimon in our world. That'd be. Apparently, we did, and it was. I want to find a Digimon game somewhere. I don't know
Probably
where it would
can.
be. Probably yeah. It's
So-
probably like you could probably like find them in like the bootleg
on
stores.
eBay. You get it
You
from
could
like
probably
a crack dealer
On
for
one of those like
$2.
websites where you can play like those kind of games. You know what I mean?
Probably like a ROM hack.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, because I've been looking to play it, and I have never played it, and I want to so bad. But like, Yeah. What else?
Yeah,
What else have
Digimon's
you
cool.
guys been doing?
I've been I've been meaning. I'm kind of kicking myself because I was gonna talk about the new Pearl Jam album, Gigaton, but
Oh.
I've yet to listen to it. I'm kind of mad at myself, but what I've heard from it is a single where it was a pretty good description of it. It was like Pearl Jam meets Talking Heads for like the new single that came out. Well, new. It was like before the album was released. And I don't know. I hope the rest of the album, maybe not as all like that. They still kind of have that like grunginess to it. But it's just cool how it's seeing like bands that have been around for decades grow like that and experiment with new things. So I'm excited to listen to it. I'm kind of mad at myself that I haven't listened to it yet,
I've literally heard one Pearl Jam song.
which is probably Even Flow.
I don't remember the name,
Okay.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I should probably listen to them more.
I'm not like a
Most definitely.
huge Pearl Jam guy. It's just the album, their debut album, 10. Like I haven't listened to many of their albums, but 10, like shaped so much of who I was because at the time that I listened to it, because I would like just that style of music got me into grunge, which got me into other things, which kind of shaped my personality a little bit and like my style. And then
The
I
music guy.
kind of
Wow, big
um
guy.
and like I'd stay up till like 1 a.m., which as a kid I was like, oh, it's so late.
Ooh.
um I would stay up till like 1 a.m. just watching the music video for Even Flow like over and over because it's a live video, where they played like the recorded song over it, but it's live video. And that was the first time I was really exposed to that scene, that kind of like music, and I was like, just the connection with like the band and the crowd was it just blew my mind. And then what Eddie Vedder would wear, like those flannels with the band shirts, or he didn't necessarily wear band shirts, but like those flannels and stuff, and the long hair. I was
Mhm.
like, he's cool. I want to be cool. I want to look like that. So then a lot of my style, especially like at the start of high school, was because of Pearl Jam, because of that album. So for that reason, I'm definitely a fan. I just haven't heard a lot of their music, but again, it's really cool to see them grow from like, a debut album that almost all their hits are off of to now we're trying some little more electronic stuff in 2020. That's pretty cool that a band could survive that long.
I know what you mean. That you hear a specific song or a specific album, and like it defines kind of. I don't want to say defines who you are, but it's a big influence.
Yeah, it was a massive influence on me, and
Like,
also on like some of the like music that I'd play and write too. I don't
mhm.
know. I was like,
like
Yeah.
you can do this.
the camp that I went to, um, the music that they would all listen to and a lot of the time play because it was like a no technology camp. You couldn't really have anything except we had like some of the counselors were allowed to bring like their iPods and stuff like that. Not even an iPhone. They had to bring an iPod Nano, and a lot of it would be the hippie stoner indie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dispatch is a big one that we listen to all the time. And that kind of defined as what I thought was cool, the like laid back, chill, do what you want, love everyone, that stuff. That's what kind of defined what my taste in music and like how I kind of like want to live.
Mm-hmm.
How I just want to just hang out, chill, be
Like
friends
your
with them.
goal to be a better person is the way they are. Okay.
Exactly. And like that was a big part about our camp was like very hippie, come together, everybody love one another and stuff like that. But like legitimately they tried so hard to drill that into us and to be like try to be the best person you can be, don't judge other people, and just like if you love other people they will most likely love you back and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like now all I listen to is like the indie from nowhere no name bands like one that my friend got me into called the Happy Fits are so like they're the definition of like the love everyone hippie stoner music,
Hmm.
and it's so good. I recommend them so much, and they're tiny. They have like last time I checked, they only like a couple thousand listens on Spotify,
Oh.
Jeez.
and they're tiny. And then there's also this one other guy, Shaky Graves, that I got into. That's also he's less like the love everyone, but he's very indie and almost country. But like I don't like country, but he's like a good version of the country that reminds me for some reason a lot of Johnny Cash. And stuff like that. That's like what defines what I like to listen to.
Was there like a certain album for you, Trevor, that like, or like a certain
Uh,
artist?
I think Eminem was definitely, and I think when I first heard like "Lose Yourself," I think it was either that or "Not Afraid." It was like those are like the first two I listened to, and I was just like, "Whoa, this dude is really good."
I think Eminem is one of the few people that you can't not respect.
Yeah,
At least.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he is like Lose Yourself. You can't not love that song. You can't like hear it and not get
yeah,
the like, especially like before playing in like a sport or like stuff like that.
Yeah,
You
it's a good
can't
hype
not
song.
get hyped.
Yeah.
It's a great hype song, and
It
it's
is.
so, and it's one of like there are a few artists that have gone mainstream that I still respect and love. Eminem is one of them, and Post Malone is another one. That like Post Malone is definitely
Yeah.
one of the biggest artists in the world. He's not this niche tiny guy, but I still find his music unbelievable, and he still kind of like tests the water.
Like
yeah,
he seems like such
Especially-
just a
Eh.
good guy, like all around.
yeah.
Like a
Like-
partier, but like someone
yeah,
who
he-
definitely is like cares about people and like what
He
does.
definitely has that like basic rapper song. Like he definitely has those songs. But like
Yeah.
he like Hollywood's Bleeding, unbelievable.
Yeah,
And it's such a unique like song, especially for someone seen as just a rapper. How talking about how toxic the atmosphere is to be a performer and to live in Hollywood. It's unbelievable that he can be that big and still be able to like experiment with what he wants to make, which
Mhm.
I find amazing.
Mhm.
What about you, Simon? I don't think he can hear us. Never mind.
It's probably Kid Cudi or Kanye,
Yeah.
old Kanye.
Definitely old Kanye. Kanye, I forget. Are you a Russ fan? You seem
What?
like a Russ. Simon, are you a Russ fan, Simon?
Rust? What's what rust?
No, Russ. Yeah, he's definitely not a Russ fan. If he doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love those memes where like, what the fuck are you supposed to do at a Russ concert?
Yeah.
Grind on your homie? Like what the fuck? He's
Jesus
def-
fucking Christ! I'm using my phone now.
It's your Wi-Fi. You
It's
need to
not
figure
my-
out a way.
Dude, I'm right by my.
I knew what he was gonna say.
The fact that he couldn't even say a router because he cut out is so ironic.
You definitely just have terrible Wi-Fi.
I guess so. I thought my Wi-Fi was better. This is literally like. You can't see my face. Like, is this hard for Wi-Fi to do?
Oh, he didn't cut out at all. That was impressive. But I still don't think he can hear us.
I can hear you now. It just such hear you for like 3 seconds. Super.
Someone getting mad and lagging out is so funny.
It's like especially right when he's a curse and then it cuts out.
But you
But
showed me a bunch of that indie stuff, Liam, and that
Mhm.
got me into that. And so it's pretty funny because now, like the two, like genres of music that I write or like want to be in a band for and listen to mainly is like soft acoustic, like Dispatch, or
Mhm.
deathcore or metalcore.
Well,
And so, and yeah, so I find that kind of funny how it's just like those are my only two moods. It's like, but it's cool because it kind of gives me, because I want to become a musician, and so like music really defines my personality.
mhm.
Even if I don't want it to, it still does. Um, so like that mix of sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm chill, just love everyone. Then other times I'm like, I'm gonna fucking slit your throat.
The thing that you like that blew my mind that you would like is lo-fi rap.
Yeah, yeah, like
Like
Samsa and Atlas.
and Atlas, that blew my mind that you like
Because it
them.
just like I feel like they know that it doesn't take much, and so
Oh
it's
yeah, they don't focus on the music, they focus on which is where they shine the most.
yeah the lyrics. And yeah, like part of the reason why I don't like some rappers is because they're so like full of themselves, like I'm the best, and it's like I just write lyrics, my producer does everything else. It's like, well, fuck
Yeah.
you. But for lo-fi, it's like
They know that
I know I'm sampling this, I know I'm just writing lyrics, but I'm gonna have fun with it. So I just
that's
like that atmosphere.
I know what you mean. That's literally the charm of lo-fi is that you're not it's brainless music. It's supposed to you're not supposed to think about it. You're
Hmm.
supposed to just zone out and chill.
And
It's
you
literally lo-fi beats to chill and relax to.
and you showed me lo-fi close-ish to when I kind of went through like a small phase with ambient music, which is yeah, it's just like there's this one album called, I forget who it's by, but it's literally just called Music for Airports because I think that's what he got signed on, that's what he got paid to make music for. But
Wow.
it's
That's
so
funny.
just it's such like a step. It's so cool to me because like a lot of the times I find myself sometimes worried about like, is this heavy, is this very melodic, is this in the right key, blah 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 blah. But then with ambient music it's just like, well, what relaxes people, how can I make a mood and
Mhm.
not just worry about like, oh, are these lyrics deep or whatever. So I was kind of fascinated by that, and I started listening to that a little bit, and then you showed me lo-fi rap, and I was like, oh.
A lot of lo-fi rap is they don't even like even the people who originally made the beat didn't actually make the melody. They usually look through jazz pieces, like well-known jazz pieces, and find little snippets of like a piano or a guitar
Hmm.
that sounds chill to them. They cut that, they loop it, they put reverb, they pitch it up or down, and then they put a drum beat behind it, and that's it. That's all they do.
Hmm.
And maybe they add
I can't.
a pretentious quote from an anime at the beginning. That like love is nothing but I literally heard one that's like love is nothing but screaming into the void trying to find meaning. And then it went into jazz. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to do my
Here it
homework.
is. Ambient ambient number one, Music for Airports by Brian Eno. If anyone wants to listen to it, I'm sure it's definitely not for everyone, but it was made in like the late 70s, and some of the stuff is kind of impressive from like a production side of things, and
So
it's pretty fascinating to me.
was it literally made for an airport?
I think so.
Wow.
I haven't done like research on it, but I think so.
Bigger question, why is it even on Spotify?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ambient music is like a niche thing where people listen to it, so they put it out on Spotify.
I expect that much from YouTube. There's like ton of those like open your seventh chakra, and then it's a guy going like into the mic. So like I expect it from that, but Spotify. Well, there is that. It's the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, at the end of a Samsung Atlas playlist with a lot of their songs, the creator of it, for whatever reason, just put an 8-minute song that's just the sound of a vacuum cleaner. And that's on
I
Spotify.
find that hilarious, especially because it's like really chill music that like you're just hanging out to, and then vacuum cleaner out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck is happening when it first happened to me? But yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
Yeah, I like Kanye.
Is it actually working? I know I'm an optimist, but like, is
What?
it working?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've given up. The technology wins at this point.
Technology 1, Simon 0.
Yeah.
They- oh my god. I thought it was
What?
just my computer, but nope, it's my Wi-Fi.
We
We'll
were
figure it out.
telling you.
We'll
that.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. Hopefully.
We'll hammer out the kinks, but like, yeah.
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 Simon, you really brought it today.
Thanks. I know. I was
So-
putting my A game.
Trevor and Brandon, I think you were a bit quiet today. You could work a little bit harder.
Sorry.
Are
Yeah.
you giving us like work reviews?
Yeah. Yes, I am. And Liam, obviously you're perfect every time. Bringing your A game, it's impressive. But yeah, good job, guys. That was our first try.
Good job, Simon. Actually.
Special time, and like I think you need to shut up sometimes. You were talking way too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
was
know.
talking over us. But yeah, that was our first try at social distancing podcast
Also at Facecam, too.
and Facecam.
You've never seen
Which is
our
impressive.
Well,
gorgeous...
for 3 of us.
I mean, you don't look like Ted Cruz.
I
that what
don't
you're
I don't know why it's Ted Cruz. I have no idea why.
Wait, you don't know why that's there?
I can't remember. I don't use Discord that much. Clearly, I don't use Discord that much. And I have no idea why it's Ted Cruz.
That.
That
Okay.
makes it better.
I think that's a wrap,
I think
boys.
that's a rip.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
All right.
sticking with us through this hiatus and then this
You're
strange...
welcome.
and then this strange... what's the word? Not comeback,
Format?
but you know what I mean. Return.
Couldn't
Yes.
remember return.
No, I couldn't. I've been out of school for too long. So yeah, thank you guys, and
Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell.
hit that bell to. Don't you get like
Sure.
emails?
Hit that bell to join the notification squad.
Yeah.
Remember I did it once and I got emails, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
You get emails? Actually, no. I get emails.
I get emails.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway,
It's-
please don't hit that bell unless you want spam.
The bell is kind
emails.
of annoying. Why do they even ask? Do they get? I've been wondering. Do YouTubers get more stuff from
Maybe.
someone?
No, they just probably get more guaranteed views if you
Yeah.
get notifications and stuff.
That's what it is.
That's true.
And especially with the notification squad, it's just like trying to get
Notifications
more
work.
people to watch your video.
Yeah, it's
quicker.
like joining a cult. Yeah.
Come with me
What?
to the forest. Notification squad.
Okay. Good job.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Also, the first
Bye,
time
cutie.
using OBS.
Bye.